Life truly begins when we awaken to its deeper purpose. Carl Jung, a visionary of the human psyche, once said, "Life really does begin at 40. Up until then, you are just doing research." These words invite us to reimagine the journey of our lives, not as a relentless climb toward an imagined peak, but as a preparation for a more authentic chapter yet to come. In a world that often fears aging, viewing midlife as a period of decline or crisis, Jung offers a spiritual reframing. What if midlife is not the beginning of the end, but the dawn of self-realization? What if it's a sacred transition, a time when the outer layers of expectation and illusion fall away, revealing the essence of who we truly are? The first decades of life, rich with exploration and discovery, can be likened to the foundation of a temple. During these years, we gather experiences, build identities, and strive to understand our place in the world. We seek meaning in careers, relationships, and societal approval, often looking outward for answers to questions that stir within. Who am I? Why am I here? What will fulfill me? These early years are vital, yet they are but the preparation, the groundwork for a deeper unfolding. As we approach midlife, the whispers of the soul grow louder. The achievements we once chased with fervor begin to feel hollow. The masks we wore to fit in start to feel heavy. It is in this space of discomfort that transformation begins. This is not a crisis, but an awakening, a call to step into our truth and live from the heart rather than the ego. Jung spoke of this process as individuation, the journey of becoming whole. It is a path of shedding the layers of conditioning and aligning with the self that has always been within us. At this stage, we are invited to shift from living by others' definitions of success to embodying a life of authenticity and inner peace. What lies beyond the threshold of 40 is not a decline, but a sacred ascent. It is the time to turn inward, to honor the wisdom gleaned from our earlier years, and to embrace the life that calls to us from within. This is the spiritual essence of midlife, not the closing of a door, but the opening of one to our truest, most radiant self. This transformation does not arrive like a sudden storm. It unfolds gently, like the first rays of dawn breaking through the night. It begins with soft, persistent whispers of the soul. Is this all there is? Am I living my truest life? These questions arise in quiet moments, during a milestone celebration, a career achievement, or even an unremarkable evening of solitude. They take root in the heart and over time grow louder, refusing to be silenced. To answer them requires courage, for they demand that we confront the very essence of who we are. Society often misinterprets this stage as a midlife crisis, dismissing it as mere turmoil or regression. Yet Carl Jung offers a different lens. What if these moments of questioning and transformation are not a breakdown, but a breakthrough? What if this period, with all its doubts and discomfort, is the sacred gateway to becoming the person we were always meant to be? Midlife, Jung teaches, is not a descent into decline. It is an ascent into authenticity. To understand this shift, we must revisit how we navigated the earlier chapters of life. In those years, we busily crafted what Jung called the persona, the outward identity shaped by societal expectations, family influences, and cultural norms. This persona is the mask we wear to find acceptance, achieve success, and fulfill our roles in the external world. It is necessary and valuable, teaching us how to function in society and build the foundations of adult life. Yet, as essential as it is, the persona is not our true self. The trouble begins when we mistake the mask for the essence of who we are. As the years pass, the persona grows restrictive, its cracks becoming impossible to ignore. The roles we've been playing, whether as the successful professional, the dutiful parent, or the loyal partner, no longer satisfy the deeper longings of the soul. We feel an inner stirring, a call to explore the parts of ourselves that have remained hidden, unexplored, or suppressed. This is where the process of individuation begins, a sacred journey Jung described as the integration of the whole self. Individuation invites us to move beyond the surface and embrace every aspect of our being, including the shadow. The shadow, in Jungian thought, is the reservoir of all that we have rejected or denied: our fears, insecurities, untapped desires, and unexplored potential. Facing the shadow can feel like stepping into darkness, but it is in this very darkness that we find the light of transformation. By accepting and embracing the fullness of who we are, the beautiful and the broken, the light and the shadow, we begin to discover a deeper sense of wholeness. This is not a crisis. It is a sacred alchemy, a process of uniting the fragmented parts of our being into a harmonious and authentic whole. In this light, midlife is not a challenge to endure, but an invitation to awaken. It is the threshold where the illusions of the persona fall away, revealing the truth of our essence. It is not the end of the journey, but the beginning of a life lived with purpose, meaning, and spiritual clarity. The path may not be easy, but it leads us to the ultimate destination, our truest and most radiant self. At midlife, the call for transformation becomes impossible to ignore. The questions we face shift from the external to the internal, asking us to confront the very core of our existence. What truly matters to me? What legacy do I wish to leave? How can I live a life that feels authentic and meaningful? These are not questions that society or others can answer for us. They demand an inward journey, a reconnection with our inner wisdom and truth. This turning inward is often accompanied by a profound shift in priorities. In our younger years, we are driven by the forces of ambition, competition, and the desire to prove ourselves. We chase success, recognition, and material rewards, believing they will bring fulfillment. Yet, as we stand at the threshold of midlife, these pursuits lose their shine. What once seemed vital begins to feel hollow. We start to value different things: authenticity, connection, peace, and meaning. Life transitions from being about doing to simply being. It is no longer about proving our worth to the world, but about aligning our lives with our deepest truths. This shift is not merely philosophical, it is rooted in our biology. Neuroscience reveals that as we age, our brains undergo changes that support emotional balance and deeper reflection. The reactivity of our youth gives way to a capacity for calm and perspective. We become less driven by fear and more guided by our values. With this emotional maturity comes a clarity that allows us to step off the autopilot of life and make deliberate, intentional choices. Yet, this stage of life is not without its challenges. The process of questioning and redefining ourselves often requires us to release old identities, relationships, and dreams that no longer serve us. These moments of letting go can feel like losses, and it is easy to perceive them as crises. But, as Brené Brown reminds us, what we often label a midlife crisis is actually an unraveling. It is the stripping away of who we thought we were supposed to be so we can embrace who we truly are. This unraveling can feel chaotic and uncertain, marked by difficult decisions, deep introspection, and significant life changes. Yet, within this messiness lies the seed of incredible growth. Viktor Frankl, the psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, spoke of humanity's deepest drive as the will to meaning. At midlife, this will becomes more urgent. We are no longer content to live by the scripts others have written for us. We long for a life that is significant on our terms. For many, this involves confronting long-held fears of judgment, failure, or the unknown. These fears, while daunting, are invitations for transformation. Midlife offers us a sacred opportunity to face these fears, rewrite the narrative of our lives, and align with our soul's deepest desires. It is a time to release what no longer serves us and step boldly into what truly matters. Abraham Maslow described this process as self-actualization, the drive to realize our highest potential and live authentically. At midlife, self-actualization takes on a deeper, more spiritual dimension. It becomes less about external achievement and more about inner fulfillment. It is about creating a life that resonates with our essence, a life that feels purposeful and aligned. This journey is not easy, but it is profoundly rewarding. Research shows that individuals in their 40s, 50s, and beyond often report greater life satisfaction than those in their 20s and 30s. The reason is clear. Midlife is not an ending, but a rebirth. It is the moment when we shed the illusions of the past, embrace our wholeness, and begin to live a life rooted in authenticity, connection, and meaning. It is a spiritual awakening, a chance to finally become the person we were always meant to be. Midlife offers us an extraordinary gift, the opportunity to live in alignment with our deepest truths. At this stage, we find ourselves more connected to who we are and more attuned to the world around us. The opinions of others, which once held such sway, begin to lose their grip. In their place emerges a profound focus on what brings us joy, purpose, and meaning. This is the sacred freedom of midlife, the freedom to live authentically, unapologetically, and on our own terms. Carl Jung believed that this freedom is born from a willingness to embrace the full spectrum of our being. It requires us to integrate the light and the shadow, the triumphs and the trials, the aspirations we've achieved, and the dreams that fell away. This journey of self-acceptance is not without its challenges. Jung acknowledged, "The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely." Yet, he also understood that this acceptance is the key to liberation. To face ourselves fully, without judgment, is to unlock the doors to inner peace and wholeness. Midlife is not a time to mourn what we have lost. It is a time to celebrate what we have gained. Wisdom, clarity, and resilience are the gifts of this season of life. These are hard-earned treasures, forged through years of experience, growth, and transformation. They empower us to build a life that reflects our authentic selves, a life that feels genuine, meaningful, and whole. This phase of life invites us to shift our perspective. It is not an ending, but a profound new beginning. It is the moment we stop chasing external validation and start honoring the truth within. The years of preparation, the trials and triumphs have brought us to this turning point. It is here that we stop researching and start truly living. Midlife asks us to rise to the challenge of becoming who we were always meant to be. It offers us the opportunity to step beyond fear and limitation, to release the past and embrace the present. While the journey may test us, it also rewards us with a life of deeper connection, greater purpose, and authentic joy. Indeed, life begins at 40, not because we suddenly have all the answers, but because we finally start asking the questions that matter most. Who am I at my core? What brings my soul to life? What legacy do I wish to leave behind? The answers to these questions are not found in external measures of success, but in the quiet truth of our hearts. Midlife is a sacred turning point, a chance to rewrite our story, to live with intention, and to embody the fullness of who we are. It is a time to let go of old roles and expectations, to embrace the wisdom of our journey, and to step courageously into the life we were meant to live. In this way, midlife is not merely a chapter in the book of life. It is the beginning of the story we were always destined to tell.